Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. First of all, you guys know the drill. If you guys would please smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it, because leave a comment down below. I don't care what it is. Super House channel out. It's Friday morning, it's bright and early. We're back in the shop, so happy Friday to you all. I hope you guys have a great weekend planned. Anyways, on the body side of the shop, we do have a door for a 2003 Dodge Ram. Now, this truck is a Ram 2500. Now this door was from a 1500, but the door shell is the same. I've already got the emblem removed, so we can go ahead and put the customer's 2500 emblem on this door. Now we got this door out of Florida. Now the reason we got this door out of Florida is because we needed a black door, and it's the only one I could find quick enough. So we have this door. We're gonna go ahead and avoid painting by just throwing this door on. Now the customer's truck is obviously about 20 years old, so there's no real reason to put a perfect condition door on. This door will be plenty fine. Of course, we'll be doing a little bit of paint touch up and stuff like that. If down the road he wants to get this door fixed, we can obviously do that, but we are just trying to do a quick one day in and out install and just throw this door on. So Monday, that's coming in. A lot of times when doors get hit, the hinges take all the abuse, so we did pick up a couple hinges. Now we will have to coat these black probably today, so they are ready for Monday. So also on the body side of the shop, we have my 2007 Honda CR-V. Now I had a few hours Wednesday morning to go ahead and get the wing painted. Now I painted it to match. Color looks pretty good. Really happy with the outcome. I think it looks really good. Now the contour of the spoiler being aftermarket didn't really quite fit the roof as tight as I thought it should. So it did come with some 3M double back tape, but I think the 3M double back tape wouldn't have contacted the entire rear hatch as it should, as it was probably designed to. I did set the spoiler far enough back, or sorry, far enough forward to make sure I had enough clearance on the inside of the jam. Go ahead and unlock the hatch. Now you can see I have the spoiler. The inside's pretty lined up, but the outside's kind of passed. It still clears when opening. I got a little bit of clear silicone. I did use a couple strips of 3M double back tape on both mounting ends. Now underneath the center, I just did foam tape. I didn't do double back. I just wanted enough to create a gasket so it didn't vibrate or wear through the paint. Now I also put that same foam tape on each end so it doesn't rattle against the glass. It's plenty sturdy. I'm really happy. I put a couple drops of silicone when I went to mount it. Now inside the jam, you can see my first bolt went right in line with the hinge. Now the problem with that is I actually had to loosen the hinge to actually get the bolt in. The second bolt, since I went far enough forward, I was able to clear and not hit this double wall. Now, if I would have went further back, I would have drilled right into this double wall, and the flange of the bolt wouldn't have had enough room to go in and secure tightly. Now you can see that there too. I really didn't want to end up into this double wall section to where I would have to grind out a big hole in this section. I really didn't want to have to do that, so I am happy with my placement. I don't think it could have been any better. There is an option for a center mounting point. Now, I chose not to do that because I've installed many of these aftermarket spoilers, and usually you only get the two outer mounting points and they look just the same type of rib nuts. It does have a little cover here in the center that pops out, and there is a spot where you can drill through if you want. And probably the best way is to drill through and set a rib nut so you can just put a bolt right through. But I decided not to do that. The way I mounted this is reversible. If I ever wanted to take it off, I can reverse it and put the end caps back on. Not that I'll ever probably do that, but I didn't see a reason to install that unless it was super loose. It's plenty sturdy. I do have 2 strips on each side of 3M double back tape on top of the 4 bolt mounting points. So the tape is going to help reinforce those bolts, and it's not going anywhere. If I do notice over time that this thing loosens up, I will be checking it frequently, and I'll go ahead and snug up the bolts if I have to a little more. If I'm really worried about it, then of course we can go ahead and set that rib nut. Problem with that is we'll have to uninstall the wing to set that rib nut and reinstall. Not a big deal. It took about an hour to install and an hour to paint, so no big deal. So really happy with the look, because before I wasn't really loving the back of the CRV. It had quite the bubble on the back, but I really like how it kind of made the back look a little more aggressive, gave a little more styling to it. So really happy. We also are missing the front bumper, at least the lower section, and the upper section of the bumper is kind of toast, and somebody's painted it before, so it doesn't really match very good. My color is not 100%, but it's better than that. So I do have a brand new bumper cover coming. I have new headlights coming, fog lights with LEDs for both to match. So we'll finally be getting the front end of this vehicle fixed. The next thing I'll have to order is some splash shields. So we're gonna go ahead and get the both left and right splash shields and the front underbody splash shield to ensure that we have good protection for when we're driving this thing in the rain and the snow. Last thing we're probably gonna do is get some window tint on the front windows and get some WeatherTech floor mats. Down the road, I'd love to find some newer CRV wheels, but it's not critical. These ones look plenty fine, but some newer CRV wheels would help this thing look a little more modern, because this thing really is pretty fully loaded for its time, and I really love it. So anyways, a couple more things. We're gonna get the CRV back up to par, and we can finally prepare ourselves for our road trip in the summers. Carmen and I have already booked hotels in Vegas. We plan on going down the Oregon coast, staying a few nights. We're gonna be in LA for a few nights, Ocean Shores, all that good stuff. So we are getting excited, but we are going to be road tripping it, so we are getting the CRV ready. Now inside the spray booth, we do have the 2003 2003 Durango. Now this truck was really beat up. Now what happened is this thing got hit on the side, and this door was really sprung and it would not close, so we went ahead and replaced the door. Mikey did a really good job installing that door. I went ahead and body worked it up real quick. I had to fix the front edge of this door, and we went ahead and coated the whole thing. Now, I really was crossing my fingers trying to get the cleanest possible job, and so we could do a no buff on this thing, because obviously the rest of the truck's about 20 years old, and these are definitely the best looking two panels. But of course, when you try to get really clean work, it comes out a little bit dirty. So I do have a little bit of dust and dirt, so I got a little bit of color sanding and buffing to do today, which should be a big deal. And then we'll go ahead and get the rear bumper off and replaced. I have the molding for the front door here, and the rear bumper came out really nice. So we will be doing that. Now in the last vlog, you saw that I was going to be taking care of some rust bubbles in the back of the hatch, but after digging into the hatch, let me show you guys here. It was pretty much beyond fixable. Now, if it was just a little spot of rust, I would have been able to fix it. But after I dug in, stuff was just crumbling away, and I literally just took my fingers and just broke it off. Now, this rust proceeded inside the jam and all the way down. I just did not see it viable to do a good repair right there, and decided that the best route we could go is to try to find a replacement rear door. So customer understands, he agrees. So it's kind of a bummer we weren't able to get the rear door fixed, but it's better than putting a repair over that. So I am happy that we decided to not fix this, and we'll just go ahead and get a new rear door, and we'll just go ahead and hang it, color match it, and just bring them in one day and do an install. So anyways, today, first thing I gotta do is do a little bit of color sanding, get this thing unmasked, get it outside the booth. We'll proceed forward with some buffing and polishing, and we'll go ahead and install that rear bumper, that front molding, and we'll go ahead and get this thing washed and delivered to the customer. Now on the auto repair side of things, we do have our Zex nitrous system. Now this is gonna be going on the blue Batmobile Mustang that we were working on about a week ago. We do have our Zex nitrous bottle, just came in yesterday. Really happy. I wasn't sure if it came with a bottle nut with a 4N fitting. So I went ahead and ordered two from Holly. And actually I ordered one, and for some reason they sent me two. And one is an updated version, one's really polished, and one has an Earl's fitting in it, so that's kind of weird. But anyways, I caught two, we didn't even end up needing these, because when I opened the bottle, sure enough, it came with a bottle nut with a 4N fitting already. The customer was also short of a 4N line from the nitrous bottle to the nitrous solenoid, so we went ahead and got a 16-foot long 4N steel braided line for the nitrous line to feed the nitrous pressure solenoid. Now these shorter ones are going to be for the fuel solenoid and from the nitrous solenoid into the splitter, which will go into the intake. And here are your jets, some fittings. We got some wiring, we got the button, we got a relay. We aren't going to be doing this on a full throttle switch. It doesn't come with a full throttle switch. Usually I'd want to put this on a full throttle switch, which we could always do, but for now we're just going to feed it right to a button. We are going to be putting a small shot of nitrous in this thing, so but customer is really happy. But it is a beautiful bottle. It's a 10-pound bottle from Zex, and comes in a really pretty purple. Comes with some pretty nice insulated bottle mounts. Those are nicer than the Holley NOS Systems ones, so I'm actually going to look into getting a set of these mounts for my NOS system on the right-hand drive Turbo Civic. So anyways, we have a series of things. So this car is coming in a couple weeks. We're going to go ahead and try to finish up a couple things on those gauges and go ahead and try to get this kit installed. It'll take pretty much a whole day to get it properly installed. And I'm sure we'll end up with just a couple small little things that we got to button up on another date. But anyways, there is that. So I'm really happy that we have pretty much most of the parts ready for that. Now, a couple weeks ago, I was telling you guys that I have a project that I've been waiting to get in, and I've had it for just over a year now, and I'm super pumped that it's finally in the shop as of last night. So here it is. This is the 1997 Volkswagen Jetta. Now, why is this Jetta so cool that it's in the shop? Now, we are doing a Fast and the Furious Jesse's Volkswagen Jetta tribute. Now, I got this car about just over a year ago, and I pulled it out of my friend's field. Now, I saw it sitting there, and I always wanted to do a Jesse's Jetta tribute. So when I saw this white Jetta sitting there, I just had to have it. So I went ahead and picked it up for 200 bucks. Got it here, barely. All I had to do was jump start it. I had to do front wheel bearings, front brakes, and then I actually drove it for a little while. It actually was doing pretty good on gas, was leaking a little bit of oil. Clutch was kind of slipping a little bit. I drove it for probably for about 3 or 4 months until the clutch was finally slipping so bad that I barely made it back to the shop one day. So anyways, it did drive in here last night under its own power. I did do a good pressure wash, door jambs, the exterior, wheel wells. I went ahead and did an underbody pressure wash. Went ahead and did the engine compartment. Now, we are just doing an exterior replica. We're not doing anything under the hood as far as performance. We'll probably do a muffler, of course. Of course, we're going to do some sort of coilovers and some wheels and tires. But as far as anything to the inside, we're probably not going to do anything to the inside except for detail it and probably to put a light tint on the glass. So we are still acquiring a few pieces as far as the styling and the aero that we need. But we do have some things. But more importantly is we need to get the mechanical end of things done first. So here on the workbench, I do have a flywheel and pressure plate for the Jetta. And I also have a new clutch disc. Now this is from Clutch Max Pro. And so there's our new clutch disc. It's our pressure plate and our flywheel. So that will be step one. We're gonna go ahead and get that transmission out and get the clutch replaced. Now in here, I have a water pump and timing belt and tensioner and all that good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and do a timing belt service on this thing. And then we're gonna go ahead and do a full tune-up, fluids, all that good stuff. There's also a couple leaks, so we're gonna go ahead and re-gasket a couple things along the way. Now, once that is done, we're gonna go ahead and start in on the bodywork. Now, one thing I have here is a brand new front bumper because this one was kind of beat up. Now, I just opened this front bumper last night And I do have our Wings West front lip. Now this lip was very expensive. I still have to get the side skirts and the rear lip and the spoiler, but luckily you can still get them from Wings West. So I did purchase this directly from Wings West, and this lip is supposed to replace this lower lip, I believe. Now, when I took the new front bumper, which is an aftermarket replacement, out of the package, the front lip is literally molded in part of the replacement bumper. Now, on the factory bumper, this is a completely separate piece that can actually come off and be replaced. As far as I know, that is what needs to happen. So now I'm kind of gonna take a second look, and this bumper's pretty toast, but we could probably do a pretty good repair, grind out these fractures, get some 3M repair material, and actually do a pretty good repair on this front bumper. So if we have to use this bumper over this one, of course we'll probably get a better fitment if we use this bumper. And I don't really like the thought of having to cut that off, and then it seems like there's nothing to mount this to. So anyways, there is the Wings West front lip. Super excited to get that on there and see how that looks. Now, also, if you guys know, in the movie, we are doing a movie car replica. So we are going to take images from the movie and replicate the car from the movie. Now, if you looked, the Jetta from the movie has a, well, kind of a Golf front end. Now, in order to do that, we have to put the Golf grille in place. Now, of course, the headlights are different, so we are going to get the replacement headlights. Now, we are going to go with the TYC headlights, and we're going to go ahead and color match them to the vehicle when we do a refinish on this. Now, since this grille, if you look, it's a little lower, we have to make a filler piece. They used to sell a filler piece that you could get from here to make the grille meet up to the factory hood, but that is of course discontinued, so we're going to go ahead and have to fabricate. Mikey's going to give me a hand. We're going to go ahead and fabricate up a piece of steel to make that filler piece. That way it mates up with the hood. So probably the next few pieces that we get will be the TYC headlights, and go ahead and start fabbing up that front filler piece. We also have the fender flares. Now, these flares, let's see here, let's flip this up, go on the car. Now, they're very subtle, but the car did have them, so we are going to be mounting them. And it appears that these do fit pretty good. We will have to find out a great way to adhere them, and once they are adhered, we'll go ahead and refinish them separately. And after the car is painted, we'll go ahead and do a final install of these flares. So that is the front one, and here is the rear. Let's go ahead and check that out. I do believe we have to take off this molding to get that to fit in place properly, but you guys kind of get the idea of what's going on here. We are going to get the 19-inch wheels. We're going to get some rubber bands for tires. We're going to get the graphics kit, of course, but first things first is get the mechanical end of things all fixed up. So we got to go ahead and get that transmission out here shortly, and go ahead and get the clutch installed, get the transmission back in, and we'll go over to the engine. We'll do timing belt service. We'll fix up some leaks. We'll do fluids, full tune-up, all that good stuff. We'll probably throw a brand new battery in it, and yeah, get it mechanically sound. We're going to do front and rear brakes all the way around, all that good stuff, and then we'll go ahead and proceed forward with the fitment of the Fast and Furious styling parts from Wings West, and of course the Golf conversion on the front. And then we're going to go ahead and proceed forward with body work and do final paint, and then once we're doing the assembly, we'll go ahead and install our graphics kit. So super pumped on this project, super pumped to be giving you guys updates along the way as well. I knew when I saw this I had to have it. I'm not really a Volkswagen guy. Honestly, I probably won't drive it much, probably ever, honestly. It's kind of just going to be built for the showroom and for promotional reasons. So anyways, get excited. Like this video, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about the Jetta Tribute. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Rah.
ooh, like LeBron, though, or like Lonzo, ooh, I'm a baller, yeah, shot caller, yeah, they love me, you can't touch me, nah, can't trust me, I'm too lucky. Look at me, look at you, what you see, what you do.